Black Live, Ray Davis, Brian Newbert joining. As I said, we never say bad things out of our previous segment. We've upgraded a fair amount here in the last minute. Not with you, Brian, with Ray. I know. We're glad to have you here, Ray. And this is 2 years in a row, and that you've joined us on the eve of practice. So that's really, it's funny. It used to always be back in my day that October 15th was the start of practice and everything started. But you guys have been going at it. It's nothing really all that new, the fact that you're starting practice day, or is it?
Nah, I mean, we've been going at it since the summer. I mean, we've had 4 guys here in Maymester, so we was going at it then, playing 2-on-2 and working out together. But then when all the guys got here in June, we were together. We were having 2 hours a week with the coaches. We were playing open gym almost every day. We were lifting in the mornings with the team. We were eating together, playing games together, going to the mall together, things like that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we've been together, just focusing on team chemistry throughout the whole summer.
Yeah.
So now that stuff gets real, and it's the whole team every day instead of your individual pods or the informalities of playing pickup and whatnot. What does this team have to prove? What are the things you want to see first and foremost?
For me, just first and foremost, I want to, like I told the guys last night, I sent them a text before, right at 12 o'clock, because I know the season started. So I just want to see guys come in and play hard, and prove to me that they're going to play hard every single day and not have to worry about whether this guy's going to come in and play hard this day, if this guy's going to be inconsistent this day. Just everybody just come in, play hard, bring your hard hat, and go to work every day.
Last year, you know, when we were sitting in this chair at this time, you were looking for that sea change, that big change, and it did. I mean, you guys obviously had a very, very strong finish to last year, and the attitude changed. Is there still more to be done in that area? And I mean, you're the leader now, and you and AJ, and being in that position. But do you still see, boy, we could take another step from a togetherness and leadership standpoint, or are you about where you want to be?
No, I think you always take a step. I mean, you never want to get complacent at any part of your game, whether it's leadership, defense, offense, communicating, all of that. So, I mean, we can definitely take a step ahead. I mean, we didn't win it all last year, so it's a lot of room for improvement. We didn't win a game in a tournament, so it's a lot of room for improvement. We lost in the second round of the Big Ten tournament, so it's a lot of room for improvement. So everybody can get better across the board, just from a leadership standpoint and communication standpoint. Then I think once you get that, it carries onto the floor and you have a better team.
Is it your nature to, what kind of leader are you? Are you a quiet guy have you found yourself being a little bit more demanding in time, especially with the younger guys, more pointed with the way that you communicate with them?
I think when I first came in, I was a more by example leader. I didn't really say too much. But I think over time, the coaches really started leaning on me to start talking and saying stuff. So I think now I'm to the point where I'm a demanding leader. Mm-hmm. I mean, I kind of force myself upon people. I'm going to make you listen to me. I'll sit you down for 2 hours until you listen to me. So, I mean, I'm going to get my point across no matter how I have to do it. And I know different guys respond in different ways. So, I mean, it's my job to know how I can get to certain people, because getting to Isaac is going to be different from getting to PJ. So I just think of it as like that.
I want part of one of those sessions. If you're renting, we can rent you by the hour. I'd love to hear that. Go ahead.
Does this team need to be led less than last year's, just because you've got so much experience and it seems like you've got a relatively low maintenance group of guys here?
No, I don't think we need to be led less. I mean, a team like this, and we have expectation, and guys are still 18 to 22, 23. So, I mean, it's just human nature to go online and read everything good someone says about you. So, I mean, to that standpoint, guys need to be led more. You know what I mean? People may rank us and do all of that right now, but it means nothing to that first game. We can go out there and lose every game and be preseason ranked. It means nothing at the end of the season. So, I mean, when you got the hype and the fans are behind you and everybody's making you feel good about yourself, I mean, that's when you need to be led the most. That's when you need to focus down. I mean, we could lose a non-conference game and everybody be against us and it just be us. So, I mean, we gotta show guys that means nothing right now and just focus on every day getting better in the gym.
You know, the whole social media side of this, and the fact that that's such a big part of what you're about. I mean, your lifestyle is the way that from a college student perspective, you're in that all the time. Does that, I mean, were you in a position to have that motivate you even at times last year if something didn't happen? Do you try to use that from that, or do you really try to tune it out? I mean, you can work both ways.
It's one of those things I've just tried to get guys to tune it out. I mean, there's no talk about preseason rankings in the locker room, Big Ten preseason rankings in the locker room. I mean, just like last year, no one knew the team we had but us. And it's the same to say this year. No one knows the players we have but us. No one knows how much better we've improved but us. So all that preseason stuff, it doesn't matter. I mean, it's going to change at the end of the year. I mean, so the #1 team last year at the beginning of the season didn't win a championship. So, I mean, things like that change over the course of the season. If you go in and put in the work day in and day out and with your teammates in practice and even on your own, it's going to speak for itself at the end of the season.
I know you don't worry too much about the preseason rankings, but, you know, they're there, but it's not like people think you're a top 5, top, 10 sort of team. Are you underranked?
Nah, I don't. I mean, I honestly, right now, I don't even know where we're ranked. So I don't know what it is. And I know people are saying we're not going to win the Big Ten. So, I mean, that's all I care about, really. You just take one step at a time. So, I mean, we got to win the non-conference games. Then we go from there and go into the conference season. You got to try to win the conference. So it's not about being ranked right now. It's about being ranked at the end of the season.
From where you guys were coming out of your sophomore year to where you were coming out of your junior year, where has the transformation been most striking? Has it been in personnel? Has it been in the proverbial culture? Has it been just in the general composition of how this team conducts itself?
I just think our locker room presence. Our locker room completely changed. I mean, the coaches rearranged the locker room, put different guys by different people, guys they may not have associated with a lot the year before. I mean, and just the culture in the locker room, it shaped everything. So, Coach Brantley always told me where if a guy messed up on his team, it wasn't to the coaches to punish him, it was to the teammates. I mean, you go in the locker room, you be scared of what your teammates might say to you, might do to you. So I think that's the kind of culture we have now.
The personality of this team, is this are you fun to be around, serious on the court? I know you're serious on the court, but what makes this team have its personality, do you think?
I think we're a really good group of guys, just straightforward. I think everybody on our team, we don't have any jerks or anything like that. We're a good group of guys, and I mean, when they're not around me, I think they have a lot of fun. So I've seen it, but guys have a lot of fun. I kind of bring a serious tone to the group, but I mean, we all have fun together. We're a good group of guys. I think a big thing this year is that we're a good group of guys that likes to work on their game.
Yeah.
And we like basketball. Like, if someone says, "What are you going to do tonight? What are your plans?" Most of the time it's going to the gym, just get some shots up and things like that. So I think that's the kind of culture we have now.
Yeah.
What's the secret to, I guess, walking the fine line between being a well-liked teammate and being the guy people have to answer to in the locker room when they?
I think for myself, I've set a standard for myself where that guys know I'm gonna come hard on them, but guys know if they call me at 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm gonna answer. If someone needs a ride from McDonald's to their room, I'm gonna come pick them up. I'm not gonna want to, but if they need me, I'm there for them. And if they ever need to talk about anything, I'm there for them. So I just kind of see it as like, I'm a leader. I'm gonna do things like that. I'm gonna get on you, but I'm also, when I need to, I'm also gonna pick you up. I'm also gonna take care of you. And everybody knows that I go to war for each one of these guys, and I think everyone can understand that and understand why I do things I do.
Do you get those calls very often?
Nah.
People needing to get picked up at McDonald's at 3 a.m.?
Nah, not at 3 a.m. Vince asked me to take him to class yesterday, so I mean, I told him he could walk and it helped him get for today. So I think that was kind of the good thing to do.
There you go. There's Uber. There's all kinds of things around that you can do that. There is a basketball player in Ray Davis. You're not just, this is a good job. This is really good for your job interview questions because you're asking all this stuff about leadership, but you're a well-known quantity on the floor, and there may be some changes to where you're going to play just based on personnel. How do you see that coming in? I mean, more backcourt work potentially, but are fans going to see a different type of guy this year, do you think?
I think no matter what position I play, I mean, you're going to get what you get. I mean, I'm a guy that's going to go out and I'm going to play as hard as I can. I'm going to lock down on defense. I'm going to rebound the ball. This year I'm going to make open shots. I'm going to get to the basket. I'm going to get to the free throw line. So, I mean, I've gotten a lot better over the summer. I feel as though I have. My teammates feel as though I have. So you're going to see different aspects of my game grow and things like that. But as far as whether I'm playing in the front court or back court, I mean, it's not going to change my game. I can handle the ball a lot better now. I focus a lot on ball handling. But I think just my biggest thing this year is going to be leadership on the court and just getting guys where they need to be, because we still have a lot of young guys that's going to play. So getting guys in the right position, getting guys not to mess up things is still going to be huge for us.
Yeah. It would seem, and this will get bore out in practice, that you have a lot of depth. There's a difference between numbers and proven depth, but it seems like you guys are in a pretty good position from a numbers and depth perspective. How would you kind of assess things right now?
I think that's just going to make practice tougher, make practice more competitive, and just bring life to practice. I mean, you got 2 or 3 guys at each position that can start. I mean, we got guys at each position that have started before, and guys coming in trying to take their minutes and take their spots. I mean, when you got something like that, if practice isn't fun to you to go out there and try to take minutes from someone else, I mean, we could probably have 15 different lineups, and that's a blessing. It's a blessing to have, and it's just going to be good for us.
When you came out of your sophomore year, you were not in that situation. You had maybe only a couple of proven guys. You were going to rely a lot on freshmen. It kind of amazed you how quickly the rosters kind of transformed, in the sense that you went from only having a few known commodities to having the sort of situation you just described.
I think that's just credit to our coaching staff. I mean, Coach Payner does an unbelievable job recruiting and getting guys that will fit his system. And I think we have everybody right now that fits the way he wants to play, that fits the way all our coaches, they want to play. We have coachable guys, and we have guys that want to get better. And also, I mean, coming out of my sophomore year, we were dead in the water. We were last place. I think the jump the freshman last year, so Vince's class, the boost they gave us was unbelievable to me. So I think they really helped us. I mean, they may not get enough credit as a class, but I think they're one of the best classes to walk through here. Just their ability to come in day one and try to lead as freshmen and just help us in that way.
You're the senior, but you have some very talented young guys, and we talked about Vince and Biggie certainly, and Isaac, still a couple years younger than you. What's the message to them in terms of obviously they're all going to be big-time players in this basketball team this year in this program, but what do you do to keep them doing what they need to be doing to make that leap to becoming really elite players, which they all can be?
I think during the summer, I tried to humble each and every one of them in my own specific way. I tried to let them know that, I mean, you played a lot last year, but that don't mean you'll play this year. That don't mean you're going to be good this year. If you don't work in your game, Bryson Koenig's working on his game, PJ. Jason Vert's working on his game, Vince. Yeah. Nigel Hayes is working on his game, Isaac. So, I mean, it's just not even about us. It's about going out there and playing against the best teams in the conference, the best teams in the country. And if you don't work in your game this summer, you get embarrassed out there. And I think that's what our guys did. They worked on our game, and they improved a lot, each one of them.
Yeah.
It's only been a half season since you guys have been winning, really, since you turned it on last December. Is it back now culturally to the point where winning's the expectation?
Yeah, winning is definitely an expectation. I mean, like I said, I texted everybody last night, and I said nothing else for the next 7 months matter but wins. Points don't matter, rebounds per game don't matter, assists per game don't matter. Nothing else matters but wins and losses. And we get as many wins as we want to get, as we can get, and then everything else just take care of itself. I mean, you'll be in the position you want to be at the end of the season once you get all these wins.
Yeah, and when you graduate, and this is obviously your last season, you would have, you might have wanted to win 4 national championships, but the way that this path has taken for you, and the fact that you've been able to get this program, be a big part of getting this program back to where it's expected to be, is that going to be a great takeaway for you? I mean, is that what you'll look back and say that might be my biggest accomplishment, is helping getting that done?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I think leaving here on a high note would definitely be good, but also knowing that I was a part of this culture in high school, so I expected to win when I got here. We had some rough times, but going out on a high note, getting back to winning, things like that, leaving these guys in good hands, is showing these guys how to win, how to lead, things like that would definitely be big for me. I'm to the point where right now I want to be remembered around here for a long time. I want to be able to come back to a game and have people know who I am, things like that. So I think we definitely to that point. We win a lot of games this year. I think we'd be remembered.
I think you're safe on that front. They will remember you. Go ahead. One last question.
Was winning more fun last year than losing was a drain? Your first 2 years.
I'm a guy, I like to win, but I hate to lose. So my sophomore year, I still have times where I think back about those losses and coming in last place. I mean, that's still something I have under my belt. I finished last place in the Big Ten.
Yeah.
I mean, Coach Brantley can't say that. Coach Payner can't say that. Lou Jack can't say that. But, I mean, I can say that. I finished last place in the Big Ten. That still weighs a lot on me. But, I mean, I don't dwell on it. It's not like I'm sulking on it or anything like that. But, I mean, I understand it. I mean, it happened. But this year, I'm going to try to come in first in the Big Ten.
All right. Well, Ray, we're going to let you get off to practice here. Thanks so much for your time. I know that from the leadership component of this basketball team, just talking to you is going to be just fine. So
I
we look forward
appreciate
to, very much look forward to watching things unfold this year, and it's going to be a great season. I think that's very true. So we're going to take a 2-minute break and come back with Coach Matt Painter, who will join us in the final segment, and our special guest Lewis Jackson, which is always a privilege to have him here. We'll be back in a couple minutes, and unless Lewis wants to come on, he can be on the third segment with Coach Matt Painter, but we'll be back in a couple minutes on Golden Black Live.